Earlier this month, a train carrying hundreds of pounds of toxic chemicals derailed and spilled its contents into the environment in and around East Palestine, Ohio. Since then, national news media has remained relatively hush-hush regarding the disaster. News reporters have been arrested for asking too many questions, and the governor has been silent as to what is being done. No help appears to be coming from the Biden administration, and people are beginning to ask, what's actually happening? And could this be America's Chernobyl? Welcome to the Crafty Cryptid, a channel dedicated to DIY crafting and spooky storytelling. Normally, I cover things like true crime and cryptid sightings, so if that's your kind of thing, make sure to subscribe and ding the notification bell so that you're always up to date when I post my bi-weekly videos. Today, however, I thought it would be appropriate to the content of this channel, as well as to what's happening in our country, to speak on the environmental disaster occurring in Ohio. Warning: this is an ongoing, very serious situation, and I will be showing footage from people on the ground in Palestine. Viewer discretion is advised.
We're at a risk now of a catastrophic failure of that container.
A drastic change in temperature inside one of the toppled rail cars prompted that emergency warning late last night.
This catastrophic failure will, if it occurs, it will produce hydrogen chloride and phosgene gas into the atmosphere. We need you to leave now.
Since Friday, the flames continue to burn out of control from the heap of rail cars tossed across and on top of each other. About half of the 100 cars from this freight train traveling from Madison, Illinois to Conway, Pennsylvania derailed Friday, creating this massive blaze. The cause of the crash is still under investigation, but federal investigators with the NTSB say a preliminary review says 2 videos show a mechanical issue with the railcar axle. Authorities say at least 20 of those cars were carrying hazardous chemicals. So far, East Palestine's mayor says the town's air and water quality are safe, and the state's environmental agency would remove any contaminants from nearby streams. But the lingering pungent smell in the air are giving some concern.
About 50 cars of a freight train operated by Norfolk Southern Railway derailed in a fiery crash on the outskirts of East Palestine, Ohio, near the state line with Pennsylvania, on the night of February 3rd. 10 of the derailed cars were transporting hazardous materials, 5 of which contained vinyl chloride, a highly volatile, colorless gas produced for commercial uses. Vinyl chloride is a flammable gas that has a sweet odor and is classified as a Group 1 human carcinogen. The symptoms of vinyl chloride exposure varies from acute, including dizziness, nausea, visual disturbances, headache, and ataxia, to chronic, including narcotic effect, cardiac arrhythmias, and fatal respiratory failure. RADS, or reactive airway dysfunction syndrome, may be caused by acute exposure to vinyl chloride. Authorities in Ohio, in an effort to prevent an explosion of the chemicals in the derailed train car, decided to put it through a controlled burn instead. This was touted as a good thing, but burning chemicals like vinyl chloride turns it into hydrogen chloride and the toxic gas phosgene. Phosgene, which smells like moldy hay, is an irritant but 6 times more deadly than chlorine gas. Phosgene was a primary weapon used by both sides in World War I. It's colorless, and soldiers did not at first know they had received a fatal dose. After a day or 2, victims' lungs would fill with fluid, and they would slowly suffocate in an agonizing death. Phosgene was responsible for 85% of chemical weapons fatalities during World War I, and it is now being released into our atmosphere. Hydrogen chloride binds to water molecules and returns to the earth as acid rain. It can also cause severe respiratory issues and can even lead to death.
So what you're seeing is rain dried up on the vehicle I'm driving. As you can see, it looks like this is the windshield right here where you can, I got that off right there. But as you can see, it's like a powdery substance after it rains.
If all of this is occurring, why then have people been allowed to return to East Palestine after an initial evacuation? And why do Ohio authorities insist that everything is safe and under control?
Even though the media is refusing to cover it, there's a massive environmental disaster currently unfolding in Ohio. A train that was carrying extremely toxic chemicals derailed over in the city of East Palestine. And in order to avoid an uncontrolled explosion, the Ohio government decided to set these toxic chemicals on fire preemptively. But while this might have averted a massive explosion with shrapnel flying everywhere, it did not avoid the release of toxic gases into the air for several days on end. Gases which included vinyl chloride, hydrogen chloride, as well as phosgene, which is so toxic it was used as a chemical weapon in World War I. And despite the fact that the local officials are saying that everything is now fine and telling people to come back home, the footage from the ground shows a much different picture. You have dead fish in the water, dead chickens in the coos, you have dead dogs on front lawns, people getting nauseous and sick, and the entire city smells like chlorine. But despite all this, the media is refusing to cover it.
EPA Administrator Michael Reagan asked residents of Ohio to, quote, trust the government, and said, quote, the EPA will exercise our oversight and our enforcement authority under the law to be sure we are getting the results that the community deserves, unquote. Yet the EPA continues to allow Norfolk Southern, the company that owns the train that derailed, to head up all of the testing and cleanup.
Watch this. Just see that chemical pop out of the creek. This is disgusting. And the fact that we have not cleaned up the train crash, the fact that these chemicals are still seeping in the ground is an insult to the people who live in East Palestine. Do not forget these people. We've got to keep applying pressure. That's how we're going to fix this problem.
The important thing to me is that we hold, as the administrator said, that we hold Norfolk Southern accountable. That means accountable for the tests for people to move back in, accountable for all the cleanup that will take weeks. I don't know how long, but at least weeks, to assure people that the water is safe and the air is safe and the soil is safe for their children, for the 4,000 plus residents here.
The company, which caused the crisis and would not want their name dragged through the mud, the company which would have a vested interest in hiding how bad the environmental impact truly is, the company that would be most biased in favor of themselves and try to save face. That is who the government has put in charge of cleanup and testing. And the reporters trying to get actual information out to the public are being arrested.
On the national news just because I'm trying to do my job?
Lay flat, please.
You guys, he's a national correspondent. You cannot do this.
I'm a reporter with News Nation.
Evan, I'm so sorry. Evan, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Sita.
Roll over, sir. This is horrible.
Can someone help me?
Yeah, we're helping.
Evan, I'm sorry.
You
can't do this. This is his First Amendment right.
About doing the First Amendment.
You guys are distracting from what the governor needs to tell the
It is literally my job to do that.
Why are you arresting?
It's tough to do your job in America in 2023, but we'll keep doing it.
Why? Why has this been allowed to happen? And why wasn't FEMA initially deployed? Residents who have moved back into East Palestine have reported that their water is not clean. They are getting sick and even being burned when trying to take showers.
Kelly, do you feel like you're getting everything you need from the government?
Not whatsoever. The water's not safe to drink. I don't care what they say. I showered the other night. My skin was burning when I got out of the shower, and that lasted all night long.
Yeah, we want to put this on the screen. This is video you took, and we should be clear, we haven't verified. We don't know if there's oil in the water, but you took this. This is in the creek by your house, Kelly. Can you give us kind of a description? Yeah. Because we know there have been fish and frogs and chickens, and a lot of wildlife has died because of this. What are you seeing out there, and what do you know about that water?
We have a nice creek that runs through our woods. We had schools of minnows 3 weeks ago. We had native brook trout a few weeks ago. There is no sign of life in this creek anymore. We've got oil sheen throughout the creek. We've got sludge buildup. It's just a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame.
Chemical cloud found hovering over Ohio.
Biden's administration has taken heavy criticism from residents for not approving a FEMA disaster declaration. The derailment does not meet the legal requirements for such a declaration, according to officials. Quote, "What East Palestine needs is much more expansive than what FEMA can provide. FEMA is on the front lines when there is a hurricane or tornado. This situation is different." Unquote. Interesting that they would make that claim when, as of the writing of this script, FEMA has finally been told to deploy. By the time this video is up, it's possible that they will have arrived. Why the change? Why can FEMA suddenly handle the situation when they supposedly couldn't for the last 2 weeks? FEMA's own website claims that they ensure that America is equipped to prepare for and respond to disasters. Their mission statement is as follows, quote, "FEMA's mission is helping people before, during, and after disasters, and our core values and goals help us to achieve it," unquote. I would like to know how the Ohio disaster didn't qualify for you initially, FEMA, and why the Biden admin has suddenly changed its tune from "the disaster is too expansive" to deploying your resources. Why did it take you 2 weeks to respond to this disaster, and why does Governor DeWine insist things are safe? Quote, "We know that the science says that East Palestine is safe, but we also know that residents are very worried," DeWine said. Of course residents are worried. Taking a look at these videos proves why.
So, is anybody else getting sick from the rain? Last night on Valentine's Day, I was driving around through Nashville and I noticed it started raining. And it hasn't rained in a while now, which is whatever, normal. But when it was raining, about 20 to 30 minutes into it, I noticed that my throat started burning and my nose was burning as I was breathing. And whenever I stepped outside, I was getting a headache and I was getting really dizzy. I almost actually passed out because I was getting so dizzy and my throat was burning and it was hard to breathe. And I also noticed that the rain did not smell right. It smelled like chemicals, not normal at all. And so I left where it was raining and I went to somewhere where it wasn't raining, and I noticed that it completely stopped. Like, everything went away. My throat stopped hurting. I wasn't dizzy. My headache went away. And then after I left the area, I was outside and I had a flashlight on, and I noticed that there were particles flying through the air, and that's really abnormal. I just wanted to know, is anybody else experiencing this, or what's going on? Because this is really suspicious after all of the quote-unquote accidental chemical spills going on in the United States.
There you have it. What the is this? What the is all this white? Oh, good. Oh, sick. There's no trees above me. This is not coming from a tree. There's no tree above my car.
Even people outside of Ohio are reporting strange occurrences. I myself am located in Indiana, and yesterday I was bombarded with a nauseating, sickly sweet smell everywhere I went outside. Later that night, I felt stabbing pains in my chest that I'd never felt before. Could those things have been linked? Could it be vinyl chloride exposure or just a random coincidence? The thing is, we don't know, because the Ohio and federal governments are not taking this as seriously as it needs to be. Anyone who was around for 3 Mile Island, Love Canal, or even Chernobyl knows that President Ronald Reagan was correct when he said, quote, "The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, 'I'm from the government and I'm here to help,'" unquote. If you have any experiences related to the Ohio train derailment, please leave them in the comments below, and please contact your local news sources to expose the dangers. Evacuate the area if you can, and if you can't, please exercise caution and be as safe as possible. It may be difficult to do in this time, but if we band together and help each other, we can make it through. Hold our government accountable, not just the company that's been put in charge of cleanup. Constantly question everything. Don't let this fade into obscurity. The authorities should be held responsible for their lack of response. Thank you for watching today's video. I'm so sorry that I had to make this, and that this situation is still ongoing. I promise to get back to UFOs and monster sightings soon. Please subscribe to the channel and ding the notification bell so that you never miss my bi-weekly videos. Stay safe out there, practice caution, and be there for each other. I'll see you in the next one, Cryptids.